Hello everybody, and welcome to the September devlog for Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards. And so before we start the whole devlog, I kind of wanted to take a minute just to explain, I know it sounds cliche, but where I've been for the past, couple of weeks I suppose. Because in the last devlog, I said that I'd be posting more videos and I'd be, doing more Let's Play videos and I'd be doing more Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Card Remake videos. But since I've been moving to university, I haven't had time to do it just because of, the whole moving house kind of thing and starting a new course here at university, and it's been quite hectic for the past few weeks. And so yeah, as a result, I haven't managed to have enough time and as much time as I would have liked to work on the game and to improve upon the game and to start adding features within it. But thankfully, and the reason I'm making this video now today is that I've managed to get to the point where I'm all settled in and I can start to get a schedule together and put more work towards this game and to kind of focus more of my time towards it. And so yeah, things looking up. We should be able to get more progress on the game now, and things should be starting to move along a little bit, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And so with that out of the way, we'll move on to the actual devlog now. And so for this devlog, what I wanted to kind of focus on is getting the defense sorted, getting the whole defense system so that I can rotate my card 90 degrees, so that I can have all the features that can happen with that, where the AI knows how to put their cards into defense and how to react to my cards being a certain way. So if my card is quite a strong card, they'll put their cards in defense and they won't try to attack it, and so yeah, a lot of the month has been trying to do that and trying to get it where things didn't break, right? And so yeah, with that being said, I think we'll jump into the actual game. And so I'm just going to make sure it doesn't blast my ears. No, seems all good. And yeah, we'll get started. So I'm just going to jump into the actual world over here. We've still got the same placeholder over here, where if you just place this, or if you just press E, you'll go straight into the game. And then from here, we've got a deck builder as usual. I've cleaned it out a little bit and I've started to remove more of the template stuff, let's say, from the CCG toolkit, because when I started, there was a lot of template stuff and a lot of default stuff that I kind of had to gut out, and I was spending a lot of time figuring out, okay, how do I not break the game while doing this? And so yeah, I finally got there and we've just got our cards in now. And so if we just ignore this one for a second, this card's broken, but for the rest of them, this is some of the cards that we've got. And I'm going to talk more about the cards later, more about the different types of cards that we're going to get, and I'm going to go into depth with that later. But for now, I'm just going to show you the defense system that we've got going, and then I'll come back to the actual cards themselves. And so if we move past all this for a second, we've got our starter deck as usual. I've kept it simple for now just because I wanted to get things working first, in terms of getting the defense working, and then I'd start to add more to the starter deck. And with the starter deck, I'll be making it exactly the same as the starter deck in the original game. And so yeah, that's the goal for that one. But if we're just going to jump into the actual game now, move on to the arena. We've got the arena over here, and what I've done is I've started to kind of take more inspiration from the game itself and started to be a bit more true to how the game worked, because my goal is to have it where the mechanics are very similar to the original game, right? I want to change things that make sense to change, that'd be good to change, but the majority I want to keep close to how it was in the original, because I think that's what made it special, And so with that in mind, what I've done is, let's say if you've got Karibo over here, you can go and throw him out, and you'll see now what we didn't have this in the previous devlog, but what we've got now is these numbers over here. And as you can see here, the numbers are quite small over here, and you can see them over here, quite well, because you can see them if you zoom in on them. And these are just placeholders, by the way. These 10 and 10, they're just placeholders for now. But you know, if you imagine those on there, you can see these quite well. But the problem is that when you put the card onto the field, you wouldn't be able to see these numbers at the bottom here at all, you know. And so I took inspiration from Sacred Cards, and I just made the numbers bigger, and I got the attack and defense there all set up so that you can see them from afar, and you don't have to go over them every time in order to know how their attack and defense is. You can just see from a glance, right? And so another thing I fixed is that you can't attack on your first turn. It's a very useful thing to do, you know, and neither can the enemy. If I end my turn, they'll put their cards up and it'll attack mine, and as you can see, the attack system's still there, which we had in the previous one. And what we can do now, and here's the biggest feature that I've been working on, the one that's took the most time out of the month, is we can go and take this card and we can go and put it in defense. And so how you do that is you right click and you can choose from attack, or you can choose from defense, and then later on we'll have effect and sacrifice. And so if I'm going to put my card in defense for a second, as you can see, it turns around, goes that way, which is a lot harder than you know it seems. There's a few hoops I had to jump through in order to rewire the mechanics so they actually turn sideways, because as I mentioned in the last devlog, it's based off Hearthstone, the original template for this toolkit, and so a lot of it had to be rewired and, you know, recoded. But yeah, you can put it into defense, and another thing you'll notice is that once I've done that, I cannot interact with it at all, as it would be in the original game. Once you put your card in defense, that's it. You can't interact with it at all anymore. So you can't attack, you can't do anything with it, you can't put it back into an attack mode. You can't, you know, use its effect or anything like that. And so yeah, that's the main thing that I wanted to get out of that one. And so once I end my turn now, I have another card that I get placed, and then you'll see that the defense also works quite well as well, because, you know, it was quite quick there, but because my card was in defense and it has 10 defense, I didn't lose any attack points there. I only lost attack points from the previous turns, right, and from Karibo there. But yeah, so if you put your card in defense, you're not going to lose any life points or anything like that. That's another thing that I had to code in and I had to go and change, and I might show you some of the mechanics behind that as I did in the previous one. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole gist of things over here. You know, if you put your card in attack, you can still go and, you know, interact with the card, because you're not really changing anything, you know. And if you put your card in defense, you can then change it back to attack on the next turn, right? And so yeah, all the attack is still the same. You know, you can take out this card, and then if this card comes up, you can go and do that. And I believe if things haven't broken, the AI should be able to go into defense at times too. Let me just restart the game, because I think I've started it at quite a disadvantage, you know, to the enemy. But if I restart the game real quick, get a game going, and I'm going to see if I can get the opponent to go in defense. And so it's my turn now. I'm going to put a big old strong card there, see what happens. There we go, cool. So as you can probably see, it's still a little bit buggy. I've still got a little bit to figure out. Sometimes the cards won't go into defense. I think it's more of a math problem at this point that I have to figure out on having it where it decides whether it wants to go in attack and defense. And I'm going to do it where it decides just as it would decide in the original game, where it will go in defense if it sees cards that it can't beat, you know. And so yeah, that's the general AI plan that I've got going. And so he's gone into defense, I can go and attack it and kill it, like so. And that's the part that I still need to code. But yeah, it's getting along. And so yeah, that's basically what I've been trying to do. And so yeah, you'll see that it was thinking just then, and then it's decided to take out this card and this card, which are equal to each other, so they both got killed there, right? And so yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show you for this whole thing. And so if we're going to move on past this more to the coming up stage and the work in progress stuff that I've got going on, I've been working a lot on getting the entirety of all the cards in the game, and so my whole goal is to get all 900 cards that was in the original Yugioh the Sacred Cards into this game, and this is where the hard work starts to come in. And so if we go on all cards over here, this will give you more of an idea of what I'm talking about. As you can see here, if I'm just going to drag this down, this is all the cards that I'm looking to add into here. And as you can see, you've got Dark Grey, you've got Fiend's Hand, you've got Ancient Brain, you've got Duron, Armor Knight, Door Over, Phantom Ghost. All the cards that were in Sacred Cards are now at least, you know, in visually in here. And so my main challenge now is getting all the textures, getting the attack and getting the defense for all of the cards over here. And so if I go onto Time Wizard, for example, which will give you a better idea of what I mean, as you can see, you've got the attack and then you've got the defense there, and they're on 0 right now, and all of the ones all the way from 1 to 900 are on 0 right now, with the exception of Sangan, Karibo, the ones that I showed you before, right, in game. And so my whole goal is to go through every single one of these cards, all from 1 to 900, and to set their attack and defense. And along with that, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to set them up visually. And so you've got Time Wizard here, just get his texture up, that's Time Wizard. And then we've also got the card back, and then the material instance and the card back material instance there. And that's what I need to add for every single one of the cards in the game. Some of it's already done for me because, you know, the way this whole thing works is off an Excel spreadsheet, and I've basically gone and copied a lot of the data from the original cards from the game, because someone thankfully decided to make a whole Excel spreadsheet of all the cards in the game, so that helped a lot, and I could just copy and paste that. So this is editing column over here, and I actually accidentally deleted a really important part of the video, so I'm just going to explain what was there originally, just because if I don't, then the next part of the video will make 0 sense. And so basically, if you didn't know it, we went and made a Discord a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago, and from it people have offered to help create some of the cards for the game. And so we've been using a Yugioh card maker to go do that, and yeah, that's basically what it is. I think it's been great having the help, and it's made things a lot easier. And so the next part of the video is just me explaining how these cards work and how we've we've been making the cards, and how I've used the help that we managed to get. And so yeah, a big thank you to you guys who have helped me make the Yugioh cards. And with all that being said, we'll continue on with the video. If we go to Yugioh Card Maker, this is what we're using to make these cards over here. And so the whole goal that we're trying to do is we're trying to, you know, get a high resolution version of the Yugioh card to the, you know, way that we'd want it, and then to be able to put it in engine. And so, you know, technically I could just take Yugioh cards, like real Yugioh cards, and, you know, get a picture off the internet and then erase the 2 digits to make them 2 digits less. Part of the problem with that is that it'd vary a lot in quality. Some of them would be good, some of them would be photos taken off phones, and it'd just be a massive pain to be able to do. And so instead, what we've opted to do is to make them all in this Yugioh card maker, and then to hopefully, once we got all 900, to be able to put them in game, and then to assign the attack and defense and the visual images to them. And so yeah, a lot of work to do, a lot of different things that we need to think about and we need to do. But yeah, I figured today would be good to make this devlog, just to explain to you guys where I'm at, you know, kind of give you an update onto the whole game and say, you know, hey, look, you know, this is how things are right now from a very, you know, clear perspective. And so, yeah, that's basically the whole thing. I've got other things in the works, like we've got the alignment going on here, we've got the stars, we've got the monster type, and these were all the ones that came with the Excel spreadsheet, and these are all the other things that will be in work later on. But for now, what I want to focus on is the defense. That's the main goal here, is to get the defense completely working, which I'm about 70% there with. But as you can see, the AI side of things with the defense is still what I need to go and work on. But yeah, it's getting there. And I think next month I'm going to be, or this month, and then, you know, to the end of this month, I'm going to be working on making sure I can get the defense done, and then start to work on the attributes and the tributing, and so yeah, it's a long road ahead. And speaking of that, I think another thing I'll mention is that I'm not sure if I'll be able to get the game done for Christmas. It just seems like too much of a big of a task, and I think it would be rushed if I was to try and do that. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm confident that I'll be able to get to a point where people could test the game and find bugs, and to be able to get a playable beta, alpha, whatever you want to call it, version out there that people could at least start to get their hands on by Christmas. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I think things are looking good. And things are looking a lot clearer than they used to be. And last thing I'd like to say, just to close this whole video off, is I want to say a big thank you to the people who helped me be able to, you know, work on this whole thing with the cards, with the creating of the cards, should I say, because without you guys it would have taken a lot longer to be able to make this whole thing work, and I think it would have taken considerable amount of time more than it would now. And so yeah, I'm glad to have the help, and I really appreciate it. And so yeah, I think that's all there is from me. I think that's all there is from me. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then subscribing is always a very cool thing to do. And I'm also going to be doing Let's Plays more often from now. I know I said that in my last vlog, but in this one, I think I mean it with, you know, with being able to settle into university and whatnot. I think now I'll have enough time to be able to focus more onto the game and also onto the Let's Plays, because I know I haven't been doing as much of that as I would have liked. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at with the whole thing. And so again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.